We kick off with biosecurity right at the entrance. But for a hatchery, this farm would have been a complete farm to fork. OCB Farm is a complete food chain.
Over here is about 65,000.
Wow.
That is the capacity here.
Okay.
And then the other farm to 150.
So about 200,000 birds.
Yes.
Over 200,000 birds. Wow. So your farm actually looks very unique.
Thank you.
Very well spaced. The birds look very healthy. Exactly what are you doing differently?
We do a lot of things differently here. And I thank you for even using the unique, because it's also part of our name. What we do here, Moses, like you have entered, we are now in the pen house, and you have entered. We feel very comfortable ourselves. The thing is, why we do this is, we want the birds to be comfortable as ourselves. So when you enter and you feel some heat, you should know there is a problem. And then whenever you enter and you yourself, you are not comfortable, you have to look for what is not making you comfortable. We think of the ammonia. We want to minimize it. We don't want you to come here and you even smell that this place is a farm, and then you go home sick. So we try to put down all the necessary measures that will also not bring health issue to us and also the birds.
Yeah. So tell us some of the processes. What are some of the things that you do?
The most thing we are most concerned about is our biosecurity system. As we were entering, you saw it. We have to make sure that you sanitize yourself before coming in. And then most of the time, we take some of the sawdust, because it is their feces and the wood shapes. And as they bath in it, a lot of things happened. We control lice by taking most of the sawdust when we realize that it is becoming too much. And this also makes the birds feel very comfortable. In the morning, you see them bathing, and the smell is not bad. And then
the company produces its own maize, then its own feed, which goes through strict hygienic processes. This includes taking it to as far as the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Birds from this farm live in luxury, as the borehole water provided them also goes through the Ghana water certification. So you were telling me about the other things that you do here that makes this farm unique.
Yes. Like you saw the birds, you see they look very healthy.
That's right.
And what we do is the feed we give to them. We make sure we know what we are giving to the birds. We try to consider people that they are sick to get healed. So we take our feed samples to the lab for analysis. In fact, we even have a lab here, but some few things are not complete. I will take you there. But for now, we use TEC, KNUST, for the analysis. We take some of the feed sample to them, and then we check if everything is okay. Then the normal quantity of protein, hash, everything that is needed to be in the feed. We check if everything is normal, everything is all right before the birds eat. Even the soya that we buy from people, I take sample to the place and make sure we are getting the good soya. Concentrates. That is what we do. So everything we buy from outside, we try to check them. The maize, we check the moisture content so that we are not affected by aflatoxins. All these things doesn't help the birds. You, the farmer, will end up losing without knowing that these are what has caused you. And you will think the bird is sick. And every month too, we do prophylactic treatments. That is, we don't wait to see that worms are disturbing them. We don't wait to see that lice, you know. And when I go to the pen myself to work. So when I go, I try to work on the grounds. So you can feel that something is crawling on you. Then that gives me the hint that lice are coming. So we do the lousing. Sometimes you go around and a lot of things happen. So if you are not into the business, you will not know how we are surviving the.
I noticed you're doing some water as well.
Yes.
You generate your own water?
Yes, we pump it from the grounds. And even that one, water and sewer, we take sample to them to test for us. We check iron and the hardness of it. All these things, it has, like what, we drink the same water.
I don't want to leave this farm.
You have to sleep here, and I have a place for you if you want to sleep. Healthy birds come at a cost and require innovation, but the benefits are enormous as they lay regularly if the right environment is provided. The COVID has eroded a lot of gains, as this farm had over 200,000 birds. About 15,000 eggs laid during the lockdown were destroyed as a result of the pandemic. Oh, not really. In fact, the other farm, we don't have birds there due to the COVID issue we had. We have to sell the birds just as the government lifted the ban, because what we went through was more than something I can talk about. We were not getting buyers to come for the eggs, and the birds were laying, and we were spending like 17,000 every day for their feed. Where are we getting that money from? And the eggs were coming, we can't sell them, and it was a perishable thing, so we have to throw all away.
About how many crates or how many thousands of eggs did you have to bury?
Oh, about 15,000. I think we more than 15,000, but roughly, because he made the lockdown for about 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. And every day at that time, we were having like 1,500 eggs. So you can imagine for the week how many eggs we had. And since there was no vehicle coming and going, even I took the pain to go for Ghana Post, their van, and took the eggs to the customers in their doorsteps, but they were refusing to take them because they said the market were closed, and that was the final thing we could have done. We gave some out, we donated some to people, but the rest, we realized some were going bad, and we don't want any problem for someone to say, I ate this egg and I had this problem, so we have to just get rid of them. Yeah.
I noticed that your farm is you have a combination of many things.
Yeah.
Why do you do this kind of farming? Because you don't want to make losses at just one side, you want to benefit from all the other places.
Yes. In fact, we are integrated. The reason is that it's a chain. We use the manure for our crops and other farms. And then for the fisheries, we use the pond, the water, to water our crops as well. And that gives us organic vegetables or organic food. And then the pigs, we have about 600 or more. Maybe we sell some most of the time, but that is our normal range. They are affluent. We use some for fertilizer here, and then we have a biodigester, which we want to use to get our own power, and even in future we sell some for Ghana Grid. So because of that, the water that comes from the pig is also going to the dam, and it fertilizes the fish. It gives them more, how do I put it?
Nutrients.
That doesn't end there. We get this to the biodigester for the gas we wanted to feed the farm. I mean, for our power.
So have you started that?
We have done it, but due to technology, the person who did it, when we go and we come back, you see that the lead comes off. The gas was too much. We've not got any good technology or somebody to help us to store the gas, so that is what we are fishing out now. Okay. We want somebody who can help us to store the gas that is coming.
The company also has a mini factory for processing the birds. I am currently in the fridge of Osebi Unique Ventures, and it's such a phenomenal farm. Having gone through several farms, this farm is unique. And so they're doing production from day one, producing their own maize, producing their own things, up onto, well, the tabletop. The only thing they don't have is a hatchery, but even that, they're actually in the process of getting one. I think all they're looking for is extra capital injection. But the uniqueness of this farm is that they're not just producing poultry, they're doing other things that supports the value chain. And this is a typical example of how we're expecting the poultry industry in Ghana to be like. Behind the name of the company, Osebi.
Osebi, yes, Sebi.
Okay.
Yes, Sebi. My husband is Osei, and I mean, the family upcoming has been very difficult. And when he's a veterinarian, so he started small, like selling inputs for the farmers. And then we was doing the broiler at home as backyard garden. But it got to a time when he finished, and then there was nobody to buy the meat. So we took it to a restaurant. He requested for them, and then we slaughtered and we took it to the person. And then he used it for his business, but we were not getting. We have to go and eat lunch every day with it to
pay for it.
Yes. But this didn't put us off. We realized that it was really something that will make us to Sebi.
Wow.
We suffered to.
Wow.
It makes me
tear out.
Yes.
Wow.
It's not easy. It has been very tough.
Wow.
The farmers too, when they come for the inputs, they will not pay for it. Every time you are running arounds, trying to get your money, but it's not coming. So we decided to go into the farming himself and then use the things whilst he pay for, because goodwill is very, very important. So that is how Osebi came about. And then I also end up adding the fish, because as I said, I'm from Ningu, and that is
unique
yes,
to the place.
So
when you introduced it.
Yeah. So we have to say that the uniqueness have to come. It's not only about the poultry, but it's all about crops, fisheries, piggery, and I mean livestock.
From here, the animal droppings are used for fish farming. So what is this?
This is fish meal.
Okay.
It's pelleted, and then they eat it easily. So nothing remains in the soil, so that it will also be a contaminated water for them. So
when it gets into the water, it doesn't melt?
No, it floats on the surface, and then they swallow everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Wow. You were telling me how this place is quite therapeutic for you.
Yes. Yes.
I struggle to say that.
Oh, it's okay. It is true. In fact, when there is any problem with me, or when I don't feel happy, when I come here, I am happy because I enjoy nature so much.
Yeah.
You look at the fishes, and then I just feed them. And when you see the way they come and they eat, and I talk to them. As I said, we have about 20 ponds. And then the dam.
The dam.
Yeah.
So you dammed this river?
Yes. And then
so you use this water to feed the ponds?
Yes. If we pull the nets and then like we harvest and we want to restock it, after draining it, you know, we have pipes in all over. So we drain it. There is a gutter that continues to join the river. that I said before. So our fishes look very natural, like my hometown one from Nyungo.
You were telling me.
Yes, and then sometimes too I go and get the fingerlings from my place Nyungo, from the sea, and then boom, Odumase Krobo. I get some fingerlings. You know, God has put in some fishes that you can't buy them anywhere.
That's right.
So I get the fingerlings and then I come and then drop them here, and then they grow. So we have a lot of variety.
Okay. Okay. So you want us to feed the fish? When you do that, they will come out.
They will come out. They will come out.
Let me do some. Ah, they started coming. Woo! Woo!
I'm sorry, Madeda.
Woo! This is Adjene.
Adjene. Tilapia is there, but the tilapia will not come out now.
Why?
The contour will not come out now. Because the Adjene, they are powerful, they will swallow them.
So they will come and eat the leftover food?
Yes. After.
So do you have to give them this food all the time?
Oh, we feed them. We give time that they eat. They also have time.
But so the pond time doesn't have enough food for them?
The pond? Yes. Enough food, like we feed them.
You have to give them this?
Yes.
Otherwise they'll be hungry?
Oh, not really. As I said, you see, I said the piggery, their water too comes into it. And so that one too is also nutrient. So they still look healthy. And they are always, you see, they are a lot.
They are a lot. I know see some before.
Like this.
Yo.
So you not get to appreciate what people do on the farm.
See, they all came plenty like that. Pigs also benefit from the farm.
We have taken those who are fatty, we move them out, and those who are also male, we've done castration for them already. Those that we think their weight is not yet good, we still leave them to the mother for more breastfeeding and then other feed.
So this one, how is it? Will it
this
survive?
One, yes, we give this one feeding bottle. We prepare milk for it.
Like what kind of milk?
Dano milk. This milk powder
for babies.
Yes. So because it cannot take it unless the mother sleeps at one place before he can get access. So in the morning we warm some milk and then we feed it. So you see, we are really working. We do this small, and then you.
So has he given it food today?
Yes. Up to this time he has eaten. Otherwise, you see that it will be shaken. So,
soya bean is a critical component of the feed needed for poultry, and Osebi grows that one as well. The oil in the bean needs to be squeezed out, and the farm has the equipment as well. In the Ashanti and Bono regions, you will find many female poultry farmers. This farm, how many birds do you have here?
16,000.
16,000. How did you start?
I started with 1,000 birds in the year 1999.
Oh, wow. I had finished SS by then.
Okay.
So how many birds did you start with?
1,000 birds.
1,000 birds,
yes,
okay.
Please.
And then now it has grown to 16,000.
Yes.
That is 1999 till today. Is several years.
21 years ago.
21 years?
Yes, please.
You've been in this poultry business?
Yes.
How many eggs do you produce a day?
At first, I produced 220 crates with 8,000 birds. The birds are on the another sizes on the age. According to the age group, we have the old one and the youngest one. The youngest now are not starting laying. So the oldest one are 16,000. So they give you 220 crates a day. But now, because of one or two things, the X has reduced it to 120 crates.
Exactly what is the challenge?
The challenge is we have a problem about the Newcastle disease. And so it will drop when you get the Newcastle. The feed drop, the eggs drop at once. So unless you treat them and give them a medicine, let's say 1 or 2 or 3 months, they started lay again. So that's the reason why the eggs has reduced
Drastically. Yeah.
Yes, that's why.
Wow. So how difficult has it been for you as a woman farmer?
The difficult is that at times, unless you came here in the night, let's say 10 or 11 o'clock, as a woman, when you are coming, you are afraid. But we managed to do it. Then, at times, we bought our feed on bulk. So unless you arrange, as a woman, it's difficult for you to arrange from Accra so that they will send the feed down here. So we have a lot of problems.
Is that why you decided to produce your feed yourself now?
Yes, please.
Tell me about it.
Okay. When you bought the complete feed, 1, it is costly. 2, you can't get it on time. So I decided to do my own feed. That's why I bought my feed mill. So if you get your feed mill, when you come to Brahafo, we have a lot of maize here. So the 50% of the work, the feed is maize. So if I can get the feed, the maize, it is not problem for me. Again, only the soya bean and the wheat brown and the concentrates, I will bought it from Kumasi or Accra. So it will be easy for me to prepare my feed.
Is that also imported?
Yes, we import the soya bean and the concentrates.
That's it for the food chain. Let's catch up again next week.